butterflies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kimberly Shantae, and if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for your continued support. I posted a picture on my Facebook page of before and after, a comparison picture back in 2019 and today, currently. 2019, I was at my heaviest weight. After posting that picture, I got a lot of questions. So I wanted to do a dedicated video about my weight loss. So I lost a total of 30 pounds. At my heaviest, I weighed 210 pounds. I'm currently sitting at 179 as of today. So I didn't do any quick weight loss thing. I had to really focus in and do these simple steps. The process was simple, but it took time for me to really understand what my body needs. I know y'all heard of these books about your blood type and different things like that. So it's different things that your body will respond to when it comes to weight loss. And things I used to do in the past no longer work for me. So I had to just get in tune with my body and figure it out. So the first thing I did to help in my weight loss is I went to God in prayer. You know how they say you go to God with everything, and I went to him for everything. And I go to him for everything. So I went to God to ask him to help me to lose the weight. Because I was unhealthy. I was sick. And I didn't feel good. My body, I feel pain in my joints when I'm walking. To go up and down stairs in my home, it was almost unbearable some days. It was terrible. And the weight was wreaking havoc on my body. And you would assume that at my height, that 210, I'm 5'9.5", and I was weighing 210, you would think that it wouldn't bother me. But for my frame, it bothered me. It bothered me physically, emotionally. I was in just excruciating pain for most days. And I wanted to do something about it, because normally whenever I wanted to lose weight, I just walked and the weight would come off. But y'all know, I'm going through perimenopause. If you don't know, now you know. I'm going through perimenopause, and losing weight isn't that simple. So I had to figure out what works for me at this stage in my life. So this is how I started the process. I initially did the watermelon fast, and then I did a vegan fast. So with that vegan fast, I was like, okay, this is cool. I can do this. So I decided to stick with being vegan, because not only did the pain that I normally was living with on a day-to-day basis go away, but I also had more energy. I also felt better. It was just my whole mood. Everything just kind of improved the more I delved into veganism. When I went to the doctor for my annual visit, I was told that my cholesterol was high, and that was due to all the processed food. So I decided this time going vegan, I would eat more whole foods and cook my meals from scratch. And I feel like that is really helping me, because my body isn't working overtime to get through all that processed foods and stuff like that. My food is working through my body the way it is intended to work through. I feel like your body works harder when you are eating those processed foods, and it takes longer to get rid of those foods in your body. But now with me being vegan and eating whole foods, my body doesn't have to work as hard to digest and get rid of that food. And I realized it wasn't as hard as I thought it was, because initially I went vegan a few years back, but I was eating a lot of processed foods. So this time I wanted to take a different approach, and I ate more whole foods. And then I started seeing the weight just fall off. And I was like, okay, let me just stick with this, because I'm feeling better. I'm feeling more like my old self and less like my grumpy, painful self. So I was like, let me stick this out. So I kept with the veganism. So after I did the vegan diet, I decided to do a 30-day challenge of movement. I wanted to move my body for 30 days. I haven't been consistently working out in a long time. I kind of put working out on the back burner. I don't know if y'all are like me, but working from home, it's kind of made me not as structured as I used to be, and I'm trying to learn to get her back with working at home, because I don't want to give up working at home. I love it. I want to keep it going, but I want to create structure in my life, and that's why I did the watermelon fast, the vegan fast, and now the workout. the workout journey. So I did 30 days working out. I did Grow with Joe. I enjoyed Grow with Joe on YouTube when it comes to workout. Her workouts, they're not as strenuous as some of the workouts that I've done on YouTube. And I feel like my body, I get enough done, and I don't feel like I overdid it for myself. So I really enjoy her workouts. If you haven't seen her, look her up. It is Grow with Joe, and her workouts are awesome. And if I wasn't doing Grow with Joe, I would go and just walk the track in my neighborhood. So that actually kept me active every day. Because I wasn't used to working out daily anymore, that was a hard feat for me, but I did it. I pushed myself even when I didn't want to do it, and worked out. And I continue today to work out. I've removed the restriction of 30 days straight, and I just started incorporating working out at least 3 to 5 times a week. I realized that with perimenopause, I can't just sit and cut back food and think I'm gonna lose weight, because that didn't work for me before. So now I realize I have to move my body. That is one of the key things that I had to learn to move my body. In eating more whole foods, less processed, and I don't go out to eat. I eat at home. I cook my food. I know what I'm eating. I know what I'm putting in my body. And then when I'm eating, I eat until I'm full. I think that's what we as Americans forget. Stop eating when you're full. Your body lets you know before you're full that you're full. It's either by a sigh or you burp. It's like an air bubble comes up. That lets you know, that's your indication that you're full. When my friend told me that, hi Rebecca, thanks Rebecca, it really hit home with me. And I've started noticing when I stop, when I feel those things, I'm not overly full till I'm feeling sick. Anytime that I eat past that, I almost feel nauseated from eating too much. So I realized taking those little tips and tricks, it has allowed me to lose the weight, feel more confident, feel healthy, be more healthier, and I continue to lose weight. So I said, okay, I just need to keep this going and not allow myself to fall back in my old rut of not doing anything, eating bad, and going back to eating processed foods or back to pescatarian. So I kept the diet as is. I stayed vegan, started working out at least 3 to 5 times a week. I drink water. I drink at least 64 ounces of water a day. My bowel movements are moving the way they're supposed to. I don't know if you know, every time you eat, you should have a bowel movement. At least 3 times a day, you should have a bowel movement. 1 time a day, that is not ideal, because that is important. I've never realized that how much the lack of water affected my body, because when I don't drink enough water, I notice that my body feels sluggish. I don't feel the same, and I get headaches when I don't drink enough water. So me drinking the water actually helps me out so much. Like I said, my bowels move more regularly. I don't have a lot of inflammation, swelling in my body, because I'm drinking the water like I should, and everything is flowing the way it should. So I really feel like the water intake has really helped me with my weight loss. I also minimize my sugar intake. Yeah, I minimize my sugar intake. Instead of eating sweets all the time, my body still craves sweets, but I started using the dates. I started incorporating, I don't know if you follow me along on my vlogging, but the dates. I also incorporated making these date things where you use peanut butter and chocolate and make you something like a Snicker, but it's with dates. So that gives me my sweets and gives me what I need. So I really minimize the amount of sweets. Not saying I don't have those cheat days where I do have a little more sweets than normal, but I really try to keep that to a minimal, just so I'm not eating a lot of sweets. Because with perimenopause, you do have a lot of sweetness cravings. I notice I've craved sweets more than I've craved sweets in my life. But I'm always craving sweets. But I know that it's not healthy for me and it's not good for me. So I really try to minimize when I eat sweets and how often I eat sweets. Processed foods. I really try to minimize processed foods as well as eating out. My rule of thumb is 80-20. So 80% of the time I'm making good and right choices. 20% of the time I can kind of play a little bit, but I really try not to go beyond 20% of the time. I really try to keep it lower than that, but I have given myself the 80-20 rule because I don't want to restrict myself so much that I start making bad choices. So those are some of the things that I've done to lose weight and keep my weight down. It has been helpful and beneficial to me and my body and going through this perimenopause. And like I said, I prayed and I asked God to help me on this journey in order to change my mindset. I wanted to change my mindset and not feel like it was impossible. I didn't want to feel like it was impossible. I wanted to create realistic goals so that I can stick through on this process and feel better about myself and rediscover my old self, because it is hard dealing with perimenopause as well as the weight gain. I just wanted to encourage you that even though you're going through menopause and it feels like you're lost control of your body, because that's what I felt like. I really felt like I was losing control of my body and my mind some days. So there's hope out there. There's hope. And those are the simple steps that I incorporated in my lifestyle in order to lose over 30 pounds. I hope you find this video helpful and informative. And I thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next video, butterflies.